Hey guys, so I realized that winter is like officially here right away, even though it's been here for quite some time. So I thought I would share my seasonal mother culture morning basket, as I call it. Really, it's just a plethora of resources that I pull from every morning or so. I don't do all of these things every morning. This is what I'm hoping kind of to work throughout the winter. Some of it I'll get done, some of it I'll carry over. Some of it will be new from my when I did falls, and some of it will be old. Let's see. We'll just go in the order that I have stacked them, which is kind of just like mostly smallest size to bigger. Not necessarily the order that I actually do things in the morning, but let's get into this. The first thing that I plan on, well, the first thing on this stack that I plan on doing this winter, like I said in my previous video, is rereading Awaking Wonder and then going through the Awaking Wonder experience guide. This is a guided companion. So this is all about opening your child's heart to the beauty of learning. And when I read it last winter, it was so what I needed to be reading at the time. And it felt like I needed to read it, but I need, like, for my heart, but I need to reread it to like actually implement it. And I think also having this Awakening Wonder experience guide will really help. I bought this copy off of Book Outlet, which is where I get a lot of my like personal books and books for our homeschool. And it's like seriously just very damaged. But if you keep the dust jacket on, you're almost none the wiser. Some of the pages are a bit bent. But I went through and I highlighted so much from here. Wow. Okay, I just like started reading one random thing that I highlighted, and let me read this to you. It says, as a result of my past, I desired that our children not be confined to a reductive faith that was based merely on moralism, rules of behavior, pedantic philosophy. I don't even know what that is. Instead, I wanted to embody an authentic faith in a personal God, the artist, the lover, the Holy one beyond our ability to quantify. I wanted them to grow up in the oxygen of his reality, embodied through all the moments of our lives. I hoped, as a result, they would grow into his very character as children who imitate their parents out of love, not guilt. I kind of feel like that was a very random thing for me to turn to, but this is exactly what this book is and exactly what I want my children to get out of being here. So yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to wait until after, like, I think I want to start in January, but I might also just start right away because I'm really excited about reading it, rereading it. And then the guide here, let me just see how it lines up with the actual book. So it doesn't look like the chapters necessarily line up. There's 4 sections. Number 1 is first learning lens, focus on the heart. Smart learning lens, focus on the mind, is number 2. 3 is reach learning lens, focus on strength. 4 is planning, a 12-month personal planner. Oh, see, I'd like want to read this before so I can get to the personal planner. Okay, I'm really excited about rereading this. I kind of want to just cruise through it and I kind of want to just savor it at the same time. One thing that I just started to read is The Case for Christ Student Edition. I definitely remember reading, I think it was maybe Case for Creation once upon a time. Now I got this book out for my daughter, or I purchased it for her. This one was actually in Abby's, one of the books that changed her life, in the video that we did as a collab last week. And when I saw that on there, I thought that was great because this had just barely come in. I had just ordered it. Yeah, so I want to read this just before my daughter so we can have conversations about that. Then one of the things I miss doing, I haven't done for the last 2 years, not very consistently at least, and I'm going to be using this Dwell, this is Expanded Scripture Memory. So I want to be working on memorizing verses, but also writing out scripture. I can't remember if I actually bought, I don't think I bought any of their scripture writing journals, but so here when you memorize it, so you start with Romans 12, you start by writing it out. So this one does Romans 12, 1 Peter 1, and Philippians 1. this is Growing in Grace. So honestly, even if the memorization doesn't go super awesome, I at least want to try and definitely be writing it out. Something that I'm currently in the middle of reading is Mere Christianity. This book is a bind up of a bunch of stories, or a bunch of his books. I am not even quite halfway through Mere Christianity right now. I'm definitely finding this one hard to get through. It feels a little bit above me, but I do want to finish this, and I should be able to finish it this winter. Then something I started a couple months ago and then haven't finished for various reasons I'll get into yet is this Preaching the Gospel to Yourself study by the Daily Grace Co. And this is my second study of theirs that I've done. And what I will say is I have found that their content is really good. I'm highlighting a lot. But then they have questions, and I feel like for the most part their questions are very elementary. And it's just like, well, the answer is like right there on that page. Or, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of their questions. I don't generally answer those. But I do read the study, read the scripture that goes along with it, and highlight things that stick out to me. So I got, I think, 1 week in, and then I started doing a different Bible reading plan for a bit. And then when I was done that, then I started a different one. So I think I want to finish this winter. I'm just currently not 100% sure when I'm going to work that in, but we'll see. So the current Bible reading plan that I am doing is I am, for the first time ever, reading the Bible chronologically. And to help me with that, I am reading the Bible recap. So I'm reading it in the CSB Bible. And this is the 1-year guide to reading the Bible, except I'm actually doing it in 6 months. So I'm reading 2 sections a day, and it has it broken up. So you have your daily readings, your chapters, and then it explains what you've read. And I am so enjoying this book. So one of the things I read today, so I'm in Exodus right now, which near the end of Exodus, it gets very long and there's a lot of details and a lot of stuff that's just like, why do I need to know this? But let's see if I can find it. Oh, I think it was, so they're talking about the wardrobe that the Levite priests had to wear. So he pays a lot of attention to their priestly attire, but it's not just clothes we're dealing with here. It's more like sacred equipment. Think of a police officer's utility belt or a football player's pads. These garments serve as a function. They're listed along with the tabernacle details and equipment, and they're explicitly designed for use in the sanctuary by active priests. So it's not like they're wearing this stuff to the camel races on Tuesdays. So it's like, there's a lot of information in here I'm learning, but then there's also just like a little bit of humor that makes it easier for me to read. I really enjoy humor and feel like, I don't know, it just helps me read things easier. Yeah, so it's like learning about the bells on the hem of the robe, how they serve a purpose. The priest has lots of duties, and all that movement keeps those bells ringing. If the priest falls dead while performing his tasks, the bells go silent. This is important because the priest has to enter the most holy place alone, and surveillance cameras don't exist yet. I like that kind of thing. But I'm learning so much, and it's making so many things stick out to me that normally, especially at certain parts of the Old Testament when I'm reading, it can be easy to skim over, and I feel like this is helping me get back into understanding what's going on. And then every day has like a God shot. It says it's a God shot. It's a portion of like where you can see God working and highlight some of his attributes. So there's that. Have not quite started yet. I have been using my prayer journal that I have up in my shop kind of as a template for the last few months, and now I just feel like I like to switch things up every now and then, and so I want to go back to just writing in a regular notebook for my prayer journal. So I'm going to be starting that right away again. And then I have my huge binder. I can't remember if I had this big of one in my last update. I don't think so. So what I actually start out each morning doing, because otherwise I would forget about it, is writing in my line a day. So I've been keeping a line a day for a number of years, but I just created my own. And since June, I've been using this. It has space for 8 years worth of memories. So it's harder to keep going the first year when you don't have other stuff to look back on. but once you're into year 2 and year 3 and year 4, and then you can see all the different things that happened on that day years before, it gives you extra motivation to continue on. So one of the things I had written, so I always write for the day before, because I like to wait until the day's over and pick out like 1 or 2 things that kind of like stuck out to me. So what I had written for yesterday was, I told Ephraim we got him a porta potty for Christmas. His response, gross, I'd rather use a chamber pot inside. So I write weird things that my kids say, just things that we did, all sorts of different things, and it's great to look back on it for different years. There's been other times when I've come back and read other things that the kids have said, and it just cracks me up so much. Then I have a section where I keep track of my goals. So kind of what I've done in the past is I like to make my goals visual. So this was, I've already finished this one, but one of my goals for 2021 was to read 5 classics. So I had 5 books and I wrote the titles in when I read them, and then I wrote a bunch more titles when I had read more. I wanted to read 12 nonfiction, same thing there. This is my keeping track of my series I had read. So every day after I do my line a day, I go through my goals and see if I can check anything else off, or if there's anything I need to be working on. I enjoy that kind of thing. Maybe I'm weird. And then after that is my reading journal. So then I go in and I write down what I've been reading. If I finished any books, I give them star ratings, that kind of thing. And then after that is my prayer journal. Once I've like gotten a few things off my chest and like can actually focus, then I go into my prayer journal, which for the next little bit, I'm just going to be using a regular journal. So there you have it. That's a little bit of a look into my mother culture morning basket, and what I plan on kind of starting and reading through in winter. So let me know, what are some things that you have in your morning basket for this next season? I would love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, guys.